Hello and welcome to this Moho crafts video all about how to sew your lovely dreidel hanging. So here's the finished article. Let's have a look what's in your kit and then get going. Here we go. So you should have all of these things inside your box. We've got the dreidel board, a lovely piece of ribbon for your hanging loop. Get that out of the way for now. Some beads, don't lose them, they're going to want to escape. Let's put, oh, there. Some stick-on spangles, some cotton yarns, and a needle with a nice big loop at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you do your back stitch. I'm not going to do all of them on this video because there's no need, because once you've done a little bit of it, you'll be away. So I will choose my first colour. I think I might go with green. And I'm going to do this one up here first of all. So we take our needle, take our thread, pass it through there. If you're crafting with some little people, then you might want to just tie a little knot here. Just one single knot just to hold the needle on the thread. It just makes it easier in case they keep pulling it off. So your instructions say to start in hole 1, which is this one up here. So I'm going to start up here. It doesn't really matter where you start, but this is just so we could explain it to you a bit. So I'm going to pull it through and leave a little tail at the back, and then we go up through that one, down through number 2, up through number 3, and backwards through number 2. So this is the way that this stitch goes all the way. On the back you go forward 2 holes, so that's up in 4, back down in 3, up in 5, back down in 4, and we do this all the way around. So what you should get on the front is a nice solid single line. Ooh. And on the back we should get a thicker line, but we want this nice solid one on the front. Oh, that was the wrong hole, wasn't it? There we go. Up there, down there. Just gonna up one, back down there. Now if you run out of thread on your way around, if the piece that you've cut doesn't quite get you all the way around, that's fine. Just finish it off with a little tail at the back, start your new one and tie the ends together like we do when we get back up here. So I'll show you how we do that. I've got quite a long piece, but if you're working with younger crafters, you might want to use a slightly shorter piece because it's a bit easier and gets a bit less tangled up. Okay, oh, where are we? There we are. Couldn't find it then. Down there. So coming up this side now, up to the top. So we're going to do it in a loop. So you do exactly the same if we were doing the long straight lines or you're doing the letters. Just carry on. 2 forwards on the back, 1 backwards on the front. There you go, up, back. So we're coming up to the top here. Oh, I can't find it, there it is. Coming up to the top, back down that one, up here, back down that one, up here, back down that one, and then we come up in this one and back down in that one in there. So we should then have 2 ends at the back. So all we do with them is we're just going to tie a nice double knot. So cross them over, underneath, and pull, over, under, and pull. And you get your little scissors. Snip off, just leaving about 1 centimetre on each side. So we would do exactly the same if we were doing the letters. I'll show you, we'll do this one here when I'm going to do with this with me little bit of green that I still got left. So I come up, ooh, come up in this hole, leave about a 10 centimetre tail on the back, down, up, back, up, back, up, and back. So now these ends aren't going to be right next to each other, but they'll be pretty close, so we can still just do the same again, a little tie, a little double knot there just to finish them off. Okay. When you do these lines, your ends will be a long way away, so you might just want to stitch it through, just wrap it around it a couple of times and fasten it off. That'll be fine. Right then, so I think that's all of your stitching needs done. So what I'm going to do now is show you a couple of little sneaky cheats for getting your ribbon through here, because if we just try and thread it through, oh, it's a bit tough, and for threading your beads onto your ribbon. So we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to tie an overhand knot. So that's where we take our two ends together, wrap it all the way around, make a loop and pass them through that loop, and then squidge your knots as far down to the end as you can, like that. Okay, now even if I put that on there and thread it through there, it's a little bit tough. So what we're going to want is just a little bit of your leftover thread. Okay, and we put that through the middle of your loop like that. Okay, then we thread the needle with the nice thin stuff and we pull it through. When you get to the ribbon, make sure you pull the ribbon, not your needle, because if you are really strong you might be able to pull that nylon loop out of there. So then that's on there, lovely jubbly, nice and easy. So we're going to put the beads onto here now. Now it's a little bit difficult. If you look at the size of the hole compared to the ribbon, that's a lot thicker than that, so it's going to be tough. Even if we put the ribbon through there, it's going to be hard. So what we do is, before we do anything with our beads, put your needle in, just give it a bit of a wiggle around just to make sure the hole's nice and clear, because sometimes you can still have like that little bits of wood sticking around the hole. So just give them all a bit of a clear out like that. Lovely. And then you can choose which order we're going to put them in on. So we then take our thread, which is still looped through the ribbon, and we thread the needle with it. I think I'm going to go for my blue bead first. So you thread that down the needle, and then when you get to the ribbon, you'll see it goes on super, super easy. I think we'll have a red one next. Lovely. Then I might go for yellow. Oh. And then green, and then orange. So once you've got all your beads on, you can take that little bit out there and you're ready for hanging up. So then you've got your stick-on spangles. You can stick them wherever you want, or you don't have to if you don't want to. You could even, if you fancy, before you started doing your sewing, you could do some colouring in, or you could paint the board, whatever you fancy. So I hope this has helped you and that you enjoy making your dreidel hanging. Have a happy Hanukkah. Bye bye.